All right, Middle-Aged White Guy Reacts back again today with another video for you. And in today's video, we got something kind of special for you, all right? Now, this is not music. It's not a music reaction. It's kind of music related, though. So, we all have heard of Oliver Anthony at this point. We've heard his song, or at least a couple of them at this point now. And, he hit the scene pretty hard and fast. Now we get reports that he's grifting, he's a industry plant, yada, yada, yada. And a lot of it seems to stem from a video he released on the 25th, from what I can tell. So I found this video that he released on the 25th. I think this is the one they're talking about. And I just want to see for myself, okay? I don't trust what news organizations and people tell me, all right? Especially when there is raw footage to view. So I heard all the reports. I read what people are saying. And I want to find out for myself. Is this man a grifter? Is this all an act? Does he hate conservatives? What's going on? All right. So the best thing to do, and this goes for any news story out there, find the raw source material and watch it yourself. And we can find the answers that way. So that's kind of what we're doing in this video today, because I don't buy it. Okay. I have a feeling, and I'm probably going to title this something very inflammatory to get you to click on it. I'm blowing it already. I don't think that what they're saying is true. So I want to hear it from his mouth and find out for myself, all right? This is how you should approach all news, no matter where it comes from. So let's do it. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's get into this. This is Oliver Anthony. It's a pleasure to meet you, part 2. Apparently highly controversial. Apparently he has exposed himself in this, but let's just find out.
Well, hey there. It's August 25th, 2023. A lot's changed since the last time I sat here and spoke to you. My friends and family have asked me how I'm doing. Everybody is wondering if I've lost my sanity yet, and I'm surprisingly calm and at peace. I don't even know what to say, but I feel thankful to be given this opportunity. The music side is exciting, and all the Billboard, iTunes charts and all that crap, that's great. But what's the exciting part's been the conversations I've had with people and the things I've learned just in a couple weeks about the human spirit. And about all sorts of other things, the music industry, and how dirty everything is. Like, it's worse than you think. So I don't know what the future looks like for me. I'm not really too concerned about the future. I'm living in the present, and I just have to have the discernment to make the right decisions from here on out, because I think about that guy who was sitting here a few weeks ago talking to you, and the most important thing to me is not leaving him behind.
Okay.
I don't want to go on some roller coaster ride and come off a different person.
Understood. I mean, yeah, okay, so he just doesn't want to change. He wants to be the same guy now, or let's say the same guy a few weeks ago, today, and then into the future. He doesn't want this to change him, okay? So far, nice introduction. Nothing controversial there. Let's keep going.
If there is anything for me to address at all with you, it's that it's the one thing that has bothered me is seeing people wrap politics up into this. I'm disappointed to see, like, it's aggravating seeing people on conservative news try to identify with me like I'm one of them.
Okay, so here's the issues here.
It's aggravating seeing certain musicians and politicians act like we're buddies and act like we're fighting the same struggle here, like they're just trying to present the same message. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I've tried to be polite to everybody, and I've talked to hundreds of people the last 2 weeks. But it seems like certain people want to just ride the attention of this song to maybe make them their own selves relevant, and that's aggravating as hell. The other thing that I find aggravating is, well, you know, like, it was funny seeing my song in the, it was funny seeing it at the presidential debate, because it's like, I wrote that song about those people, you know? So for them to have to sit there and listen to that, that cracks me up. But it was funny kind of seeing the response to it. Like, that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, you know? It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden.
Okay, I agree. And I didn't... Honestly, I never took it as a shot against Joe. Not individually Joe, all right? It was a shot across the bow of the entire political system. Okay, let's let him go. Let's let him go. So I have thoughts, okay? But let's let him go.
A lot bigger than Joe Biden. That song is written about the people on that stage, and a lot more too. Not just them, but definitely them. It's cool seeing some of my other music come out, because people are, I guess, starting to appreciate and understand what it is I'm really trying to say. It's hard to get a message out about your political ideology or your belief about the world in 3 minutes and some change. But I do hate to see that song being weaponized. Like, I see the right trying to characterize me as one of their own, and I see the left trying to discredit me, I guess in retaliation. That shit's got to stop. If you watch the response videos on YouTube to this song, it's not conservative people responding to the song. It's not even necessarily Americans responding to the song. I don't know that I've seen anything get such positive response from such a diverse group of people. And I think that terrifies the people that I sing about.
Yup, absolutely, man.
And they've done everything they can in the last 2 weeks to make me look like a fool.
Yep.
To spin my words. To try to stick me in a political bucket. And they can keep trying. But I'm just going to keep on writing. And I've got a lot of words to put down on paper, and I've got a lot of songs to put to chords, and I don't know what my music career is going to look like. I don't know how many shows I'm going to do and how many tours I'm going to put on, but I am going to stay true to my word. I'm going to write, produce, and distribute authentic music that represents people and not politics. I do feel compelled to address something. Since I have addressed the conservatives, I do need to address the left as well, because they're sending a message out that initial song that sort of shot me up the radar, Richmond, North of Richmond, is an attack against the poor.
What?
If you listen to my other music, it's obvious that all of my songs that reference class defend the poor.
Oh my God.
Doggone, it's a good example of that. Needles in the street, folks hardly surviving on sidewalks next to highways full of cars self-driving. The poor keep hurting and the rich keep thriving. It's like, that's what I like to sing about.
Okay.
And, you know, the English language is interpretive, and so I do understand, like, there may be some people who misunderstood my words in Richmond, North of Richmond. But I've got to be clear that my message, like with any of my songs, it references the inefficiencies of the government because of the politicians within it that are engulfed in bribes and extortion. And, you know, the words say that there's people on the street with nothing to eat in the obese milk and welfare. That references a news article I read earlier this summer that adolescent kids in Richmond are missing meals over the summer because their parents can't afford to feed them, and they're not in school to eat cafeteria lunch. And meanwhile, I think like 30 or 40% of the food bought with welfare or EBT money is in a classification of like snack food and soda. I think 10% spent on soda, and I want to say like 20 or 30% spent on junk food.
That's crazy.
And that's not the fault of those people. Well,
and it's not, because like I already said, that's how the system was established in order to trap people. You don't trap people by making them eat whole wheat bread, okay? Or beans, okay? You give them unfettered freedom to make the choices they want to make. All right, you give them a stipend and you say whatever you want with this, okay? It's what you can have. So, you know, you're more apt to stay in that system because you have access to anything you want within a certain budget. So they absolutely set that up like that on purpose. And everything he is saying is exactly what I kind of got from his song, okay? He is not a Republican or a liberal, all right? He recognizes that the problem in politics is the uniparty, is the established politicians on both sides of the aisle. Both two wings to the same bird, all right? So, you know, it's funny that they come out like, oh, he hates conservatives and he's a plant and this and that. When he's talking about these politicians who have been in politics for their entire careers, who, you know, have done all the stuff that has caused the divides in our nation, all right? And it's not just the left-wing politicians or the right-wing politicians. Like, there's some good ones, okay, on both sides who are honest, who are true. Very few and far between. Most of these people have been in politics decades, okay? They're established. They've been bought and paid for several times over. Several times over. So, you know, he took a shot at the entire political system. And it wasn't just to Joe. It wasn't just to Republicans. It was the entire freaking system. You know, so they could spin this, and I probably won't play the last 3 minutes, okay, just for time's sake, because I think we got what we needed out of this to say whether or not he's grifting, or if the words in Rich Men North of Richmond are inconsistent with what he's saying now, and I can tell you 100% those two go together. Rich Men North of Richmond and this are hand in hand. This is what he was talking about in that song, and he's right, you know, the people who have been reacting to his song, it's everybody, okay? It's everybody in all walks of life, because what he had to say to the common person strikes home, okay? To almost all of us. And you know, it's like you said, it's funny that the politicians had to listen to this, and you know, some are trying to grab onto it and weaponize it to use it against the other. He took a shot at all of you. He took a shot at all of you. And, you know, what he's doing here now today, and in this video at least, is not inconsistent with that. He's taking a shot at all of you again. So yeah, it wasn't about Biden. It wasn't about conservatives. It wasn't about liberals. It was about the ruling class that lords over us. You know, so they're going to try to do anything to knock this guy down. They're going to try to chip away at the support he has, which, you know, I guess would probably more so be conservatives than liberals because of, you know, he's from the country. He sings country music. It's more apt to conservative or Republican lifestyles, okay? If he came out and did this in a big city, you might have a bigger group of liberals following him. But, you know, he doesn't get to choose the demographics of who's going to follow him. All right, but he's getting his message across to us. And a lot of us heard it loud and clear and knew exactly what he was talking about. And the people who are trying to weaponize it against one side or the other are either disingenuous or absolute morons. And I have to say that they're disingenuous, because I do not think our politicians are stupid. They do not get where they are. And our media, even. I don't think these are stupid people, even though they come across that way, and people like to say, oh, you know, they're dumb and this and that. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're saying. And they know exactly how they frame stuff. So, you know, it's by design. But yeah, this just goes to show that you don't trust the media. I don't care if it's Fox, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, whatever. Okay. Get your viewpoints from a variety of different places, okay? You can't just watch CNN. You can't just watch Fox. And I don't watch any of that crap anyway. I have certain commentators that I go to, and I make sure I hit all the spectrums, okay? I have a left-leaning guy I like to watch. I have a centrist I like to watch. I have a libertarian I like to watch. I have Republicans I like to watch. And if you watch, like, the same coverage, or a coverage of the same story from all of them, you get slightly different views on the entire big picture. And then once you have that kind of information, you have that perspective from all these different angles, you could make a better informed decision about how you actually feel about it. So please, guys, when listening to the news and they tell you something, don't take it at face value, because this is nothing like what it was reported as. Nothing. And I'll listen to the last 3 minutes, and if he says something, I'll do it off camera. If he says something in this last 3 minutes that changes completely what this video means, I'll scrap this upload, or I'll scrap this reaction, and I'll redo it, okay, including this last 3 minutes. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this man is genuine, he is wholesome, he has a good head on his shoulders, and he knows what the fuck he's talking about. So I guess that'll do it. That'll be the reaction. Middle-aged white guy is out. Peace.